brave Sir Zareth ran away. Bravely ran away, away. When anger reared its ugly head, he bravely turned his tail and fled. Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. That's just what they want me to do. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Today we have a GAC match. Actually, guys, I've been enjoying making other non-GAC videos lately, but tonight I just really wanted to make a GAC video. So this is probably the most epic one from the last season, facing a guy named MekaRogue. You should see his stats. What do you think I was gonna say? I don't blame you for thinking it, honestly, guys. I also don't blame you for thanking my patrons right alongside me. Guys, thank you so much for the support. Truly appreciate everything you guys have done for me. I couldn't do it without you guys. We're starting to plan lighting in this room. New lighting, new epicness, new scales of destruction for our enemies, for all who oppose us. And just a reminder, guys, if you would like to support this channel for free, all you've got to do is mount the algorithm, which means just like, subscribe, comment, do something like that, guys. It's fun to do these GAC matches, recaps. This one's gonna end up being pretty long, but I think it's worthwhile. It's a crazy match. It is just totally bonkers, actually. So look at the stats here, guys. So I'm at 11.9. So my account is not small, but if you think that 13 million is just like the same thing as that, like an extra, I'm at 11.6. Sorry, he's 1.4 million over me. Like that. It's substantial. I mean, look at how many relics he's beating me by. It is actually pretty bonkers. He has 40 more relic 9s than me. Look at his speed mods too, guys. Like, he just laps me multiple times. Like, he's got 3 times the number of plus 25s. And I don't feel like I have a really small number of them. I just, compared to him, it looks fairly pitiful. Actually, the only category I'm beating this guy in is the 10 to 14 range mods, because he had to delete all those in order to have better ones. It's awesome. Now I'm not going to be okay with people posting negative, like, oh, Krakens are crazy, like they suck and all this stuff. Like, what a preposterous, like, I'm not gonna really be okay with that, guys. He's actually a very nice person. I've talked to him before, and a really good player. So not really gonna, so any of my exclamations about how his roster is, how well he's doing, how difficult things are just because it's still a spectacle. I mean, there's no shade at all against this guy. And yet it is a spectacle. This account is just totally bonkers, guys. It's very, very impressive. So I just to put a little bit in context, folks, so here's my defense. I had not scouted at all. I didn't even know this was my opponent, even though I knew who he was. I just didn't look because I've been so busy with so many other things, so much content stuff, so much, like, I'm working on raid stuff. I'm working on, like, my new player guide, which is taking for frickin' ever. I'm working on all kinds of things, and it's just like, well, you can do all that stuff, or you can scout for GAC. And frankly, I've just been fine with. I don't know. I'm not putting low effort in. I'm just not into putting a ton of extra effort in, like somewhere in the middle. And so didn't scout my opponent, just left my defenses from the week before. Didn't even look at who my opponent was, or I probably would have changed things, because he always places all 7 of his Galactic Legends on defense and Malgus, and that's just his standard thing. So you can see, this is my bottom zone. We have Lord Vader and Malgus, and then we have the cool Seer squad and General Grievous with Zorii. And then My back zone has the, you know, it's kind of my trap zone, whatever. I have 3 more Galactic Legends, so I've placed 4 Galactic Legends plus Malgus on defense, including like all my best Galactic Legends, frankly, all the things that kill Galactic Legends well. And then up top, we've got a Zorii team. That Poggle team does have the Poggle Omicron. Well, you know, it's Geo's, but I guess it is Poggle's team, even if he's not the lead, huh? He's the dominant force in that squad. General Skywalker and Sana with Hondo and Sabine. That squad, guys, has actually been trapping a ton of people using Bad Batch. They tried to use Bad Batch, and it just runs roughshod over them. It's wonderful. It's the truth. It's really fun. All these squads are probably ones that I'm like, well, against a really well-modded, really strong, high GP opponent, I would not probably have placed a few of these. I probably would have gone a little bit differently, but it is what it is, I suppose, folks. So, alright, here's his bottom zone. Here's the first 4 Galactic Legends. So, and then this is just what his Datacrons have on them, the little values next to it. So, the armor is pervasive. You can only see a couple of them here, but the top also has a ton of armor. So, you know, Jabba with basically 400% armor. Jedi Master Kenobi with less armor, but a little bit of armor piercing. And then Rey just has 101% health, of course. And Supreme Leader Kylo has 142% crit damage. And it's an Ufu Cron, which just means it powers him up even further. And then his top zone has Supreme Leader, Backpack Emperor, we'll say that, with about 400% armor. It has Malgus with 407% armor. The Jedi Master Luke team has 75% protection, because that's what's really good for them. And then a really nice and lethal blend of stats there for Lord Vader, the Crit Avoid. The Crit Avoid is interesting because it really stops like Supreme Leader Kylo from being able to kill sometimes, because if you can't crit with him, he's not going to do that much damage. You can't necessarily one-shot Lord Vader. So, I don't know, like, even though he's already got a lot of Crit Avoid kind of applied throughout his kit, it's still very impressive. So, as you can see, a wall of 7 Galactic Legends and Malgus with crazy percent armors. Ooh, I almost clicked. My next one was going to be the results. I don't want to show you guys the final results yet. So, the idea here, folks, is we're going to take that bottom zone down first. And, okay, so, but before we even do that, before we even talk about that, guys, let's like get all close up in here, so you guys can see how squinty I am. First off, I'm gonna say this: if this is the kind of match that you see and you're like, I'm just gonna take this GAC off, I don't blame you. That's not something that anyone really, like, ain't nobody got time for that. It's a crazy match. This guy's got some crazy stuff. It's very impressive. Like, he's essentially, even if he was a bad player, he would be buying wins on some levels, right? Like, there's only a certain amount that he'd be able to fall. However, I also think that this kind of match is very worth playing, because how often are you going to get to face this kind of crazy Datacron, this really amazing modding, and be able to actually truly test your counters and, you know, make yourself grow? And so this is my opportunity to jump in and really just stress test my offense. After he placed all 7 GLs, I only have 3 of my own. Can I actually beat those, especially with the crazy mods that he has? I guess we'll see if my planning is worthwhile, shall we? Jump in, folks. The idea here, guys, is hopefully if we can just one-shot his Rey team. So I destroyed a Rey team with this exact same comp earlier in the season, but with less relics. Remember, guys, he's got what? He's got 40, did we say 40? Was it 50 more level 9s than me? Like, just totally bonkers. And you guys will be able to see the relics on the top right once we get started. I mean, you can see relic 9 on Rey. But it's a pretty potent combo with Zorii on this team. But I destroyed it last time. I was like, you know what? I think we can do this. I'm pretty sure this will work. Hold on a sec, I gotta turn off the volume for this. Alright, glad I caught that. Alright, here we go, guys. So, Zorii lets you do, like, the double clutch thing with Rey, so that she immediately, well, she doesn't get to her whirlwind right away. But you can see she's in stealth, which is actually a pretty bad thing, because we really want Rey to stop having, we want her to stop being in stealth. We want to be able to dispel her stuff. Okay, let's just dispel everything. Great. We don't want her to be, we want to be able to crit her especially. So, okay, good. We're starting to get a little bit of momentum going. And, okay, let's get her into damage immunity. But remember, she's got 100% extra health, 101% extra health. And we didn't even get her into damage immunity, which is something I'm not really that accustomed to. I almost always am able to get that. It's also, like, they're just taking way more turns than usual, and that a lot of that is probably because he's got really awesome mods. Like, people who say that Datacrons just totally negate mods now, like there's no point in modding anymore, because Datacrons just have supplanted it. I would say, like, I can understand why you feel that way, but it's not really true, unfortunately. Okay, so she does her hit. Cool. We gotta get her to damage immunity now, guys, right? Like, this seems important. We gotta do it. Alright, but it's slow going, guys. This is 100% extra health. There we go. Damage immunity. Hooray. Now let's do the same for Ben. Cool, we got it. Throw the entire tire at Zorii for almost no noticeable gain. I guess let's shoot Cal for a while, because I don't know why. Okay, got him into damage immunity. Nice. We're starting to get some things done here. That's cool. Alright, get hit stagger on Rey, Jedi training Rey. Like, things are starting to look a little bit better here. Damage immunity on Zorii. Nice, okay. Things are looking up, I guess. Lots of damage immunity, but, gosh, she's gonna pop her ult here pretty soon, though. Okay, we got stagger, though. Dude, why? Oh, we gotta hit. Okay, so I hit Rey. Oh, she's in damage immunity, though, so she pops her ult anyways. And, alright, so here's where everything falls off, guys. So you saw she had debuffs. She doesn't anymore because of Jedi training Rey. And those debuffs were the only thing standing between us and certain doom, because now she's gonna do a full strength hit. And she didn't quite kill us, but then her whirlwind did kill us, so there we go. Just butchered, just like that. We almost had it, guys. We almost got to it. And then I was like, oh, hey, look at that. Let's look at the health. Oh, that's why that was. Okay, so let's leave Rey alone. We just threw Starkiller in the trash. Like, no wins. So let's go against this fully Relic 9 Jabba team. Maybe there's some Relic 8s. Maybe Boushh is Relic 8 or something. But, you know, I've been using this Aphra team. And the hope is, of course, that we'll be able to, you know, this is the stress test. Like, this is the best modded team that I'll likely ever face. And apparently, I just, like, forgot all the cool stuff. Like, I was like, hey, let's call people to assist. Except Boushh doesn't really let you do that. Like, you want to just do basics at the start for most of these guys. But, yeah, didn't remember that. Now, yeah, the Gamorrean Guard build, I'm not sure if it's better or not than putting, like, Embo here. I think Embo really adds a lot of extra damage. Gosh, I almost killed Boushh there. We got close. Okay, so Boushh is gone. That's wonderful. Can we kill anyone else? Who knows? I guess let's put Armor Shred on Chrysanthemum, but then miss for fun. It probably had blind and I just didn't notice it. Even just now, that's kind of my blind spot, if you will. But yeah, this Chrysanthemum is actually, he's legitimately bonkers. Remember, this Jabba team has 400% armor. Just like that, 400%. Yeah, no big deal. And it's becoming apparent, like, I'm not going to be able to kill Chrysanthemum. With this level of armor, I can barely even dent Skando. And he's pretty squishy, as characters go. I know that Jabba does make him a little more tanky, but oh, hey. look at Vader, he's just like, hey, I'm on your team, Jabba. I'm dead. except like through a breathing tube or whatever for his sleep apnea or whatever he has. So, yeah, I'm like, can I please, like, we're not getting any damage in on this skiff. I need to remind one more time, guys, 400% armor is insane. The best armor that I rolled between 2 accounts was a 325, and that was by far the best. The next one was less than 200% for this set, and this is 400% armor. So just very impressive. We can't do damage. Finally killed Scando at least, but he's about to, Jabba's about to call someone, like, okay, let's eat Aphra, I guess. If he had targeted like my commando droid, maybe we'd have a chance, but I mean, this is a really tanky chrysanthemum with 400% armor on top of it. Like, it's like, hope? What hope do you think we have? We don't really have hope. Like, we're not doing any damage to chrysanthemum. It's actually, I'm not even mad. So it's just kind of amazing. It's a spectacle, guys. So we killed the 2 big damage dealers. I mean, obviously not Jabba, but it's like, hey, we're actually surviving all the way to the end. We have 7 seconds left, and he actually just killed us right before we could actually time out. So, okay, all right, good game, Jabba. Screw you. All right, let's skip these other 2 squads as well, just to see where we're at. So we're gonna use our Inquisitor team against Jedi Master Kenobi, and I will just openly admit, guys, I don't really know how to use this squad against this squad. So if I'm making mistakes, please don't. I mean, you can judge me all you want, obviously, but just keep in mind, I'm very well aware that I'm not probably playing an optimized way. And not to mention, his modding is just crazy. Like, it just feels unfair, kind of. It's just, we can't, it's so fast, you know? Not really a complaint, obviously. Like I said, I walked into this one with my eyes open. Well, after I didn't scout and didn't look at who I was facing, but okay, we did manage to kill Padme at least because of that death mark, which is nice. They've killed Reva a couple times. Poor old Grand Inquisitor is dead, and he's probably not going to do the same thing that he did in the Kenobi show, where he just randomly came back after getting lightsabered. Dude, Reva, you need to kill Mace, please. Oh, there you go. Bop. Just bopped him on the head. Bunk. So, I don't know if it's superior modding or if I just played it poorly or what, but lost that. So we haven't won a match yet. I'm gonna use Jedi Master Luke here with the good Jedi. His Hux had a bunch of tenacity on him, of course, so we're not gonna be able to ability block. So you do the hit that increases his cooldowns, and then you're able to pass the turn over to Luke. Luke stuns everyone except for Supreme Leader Kylo. And now the question is, okay, exactly how do we want to approach this? I decided we want to increase Supreme Leader Kylo's cooldowns, and if we do enough damage, maybe we just end it here. We want to increase his cooldowns. We can't put Mark on him, remember, because he can't have any taunt-like stuff on him. But he's already weakened. Like, we're kind of close. He missed that shot. Wonderful, because of foresight, and we just managed to take him out before anyone else was, even there. So, pretty fancy of us, if you ask me. Now we just got to clean it up. Obviously, Red Trooper is just really excited to destroy us. Look at this. Relic 9 on First Order Stormtrooper. Just a spectacle, guys. Very interesting. Very few characters that I faced were Relic 7. Most were 8 or higher. Alright, 64. Hey, that is by far the most banners we've gotten. Alright, so let's send in Luke here. Luke's had good results against Jabba with the Chupio Cron, remember? And so, I mean, we have to kill Chrysanthemum twice, and we have to kill Gamorrean Guard once, and then we have to kill Jabba, hopefully. Remember, 400% armor. See what we can do. By the way, we killed that Supreme Leader Kylo team as easy as we did because it had a crit damage Cron. It didn't have a bunch of armor on it or a bunch of like extra health or whatever. So Yeah, the reason we're getting through Chrysanthemum here, by the way, guys, is because of the exposes that we're getting on him. Like, the exposed damage is just very nice. I mean, it's like essential, because otherwise, look at how much damage. We're doing like 3,000 damage per hit, what, 1,800? Like, almost none. Okay, and now we're just gonna fast forward this at a crazy fast rate, because essentially, like, you drop enough of his turn meter over the course of time, because you have tenacity down, and then Han just on basic reduces turn meter, Luke reduces turn meter, C-3PO reduces turn, like, it's just a mess. And so he gets a ton of protection, bonus protection and stuff, and so we're doing a little more damage here and there, but not enough. And you throw it on auto. Auto actually did better than me, and you can see, like, we're just gonna time out on Jabba. We've had a long time to kill him, and it just he's too thick, guys. 400 armor is just too much. So, all right, let's use Mon Mothma to try to clean up the slug. Just sweep him under the rug. I wasn't trying to rhyme there, but you're welcome. I hope you enjoyed it as much as you could. And yeah, we're not doing that much damage. I think eventually, like, what you want to do is, like, I know Pow wants to keep doing his shout or whatever, but you also really want to put that defense down. You put that shield on Jabba, so the red shield, so that he doesn't have as much damage and stuff. We're just like, we're not even getting through his health or his protection here, guys, and his health is more than his protection. It's just, again, 400% armor is just very, very impactful. I think I even have some armor Cron or armor pen on my own data Cron, but I mean, my guys are all like relic 5. So yeah, we're starting to get a little bit of damage on here. Remember to use the basic on Kyle Katarn with Kyle Katarn sometimes to force an ability block on whatever his target is. Yeah, throw that saber, and then, yeah, so we promoted Worthless Guy, and now he finally got armor pen on everyone, or pen, whatever that buff is, and now we're doing a little bit more damage, at least in theory we were. Dear Lord, this is painful, guys. We have 1 minute left, and all we've had to do is hit a big fat sack of lard. Brutal. How crazy, man. So tough to take him out. All right, so how do you kill this Rey? People are like, man, I don't think you can kill her now. I don't think that there's a team out there that kills her. I was like, well, I'll hold my beer, I guess. Like, we're gonna try Supreme Leader Kylo, because otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Like, we're getting to the point pretty soon where we're just gonna have to multi-shot people anyways, and I was really hoping I could use him to kill Sid the Eternal Emperor, but that doesn't work, because we have to have, someone has to kill Rey, and this is, I think, by far my best opportunity to kill Rey. So the idea here, guys, is we want to get my Kylo into his ult as quickly as we can, and so that he can survive Rey's ult, of course. So I'm just waiting one more turn. Hopefully she does her ult. She'll kill everyone, of course, except for Supreme Leader Kylo. And, well, we could pop it now. Maybe I should have waited one turn. I don't know, because we're not doing any damage. But, okay, so she kills all my ads. Of course she does. Hopefully, now we see how much damage we can do with his AoE spam. But you see, we're already close to getting our next ult, our new max ult. So, yeah, okay, so we killed one character, at least that. We killed, I think that was Jedi Training Rey, actually. Like, that was pretty epic. Alright, so I guess let's poke Cal Kestis here. And, alright, I was trying to figure out what I want to, like, at what point should I pop my ult? Probably before she gets out of her ult, so we don't do any damage. There's only a 2-turn ult now. We kill Zorii at some point. Gosh, like, how much damage just that whirlwind did. It's impressive, man. I'm not even mad. That's amazing. Alright, they've crit damage immunity, which isn't great for us. Okay, need to get her into yellow if we can, so that we can kill Ben or something. Gosh, okay, so we're healing immune right now. Decided to pop my ult there, so maybe I could just kill Ben. But that didn't happen. And then Rey just majestically destroyed us, even though she's in deep red. Very impressive, Rey. How dare you. Alright, so the Eternal Emperor to hopefully clean up this madness. I mean, Relic 9 on Cat. Probably Relic only 8 on Snips is my guess. So you can see one of the things I'm doing is I'm targeting Kenobi as one of them, even though Kenobi, oh, it's Relic 9 on Snips as well. Look at that. Okay, no problem. Because of the ship, I guess. Remember, I don't have Geos available in this fight. They're on defense. So, anyways, the idea is we don't want to. We just want to kill one. We want to kill Cat, but then we want to take the protection away from Kenobi, and then also we can just link the other character. But Kenobi's also taking way more turns than anyone else, and so the idea was we'll kill Cat, and we'll leech that protection from Kenobi, which is nice. Like, even though the protection doesn't help us because we're Sith and he just hits under protection once he's in his ult, which is the majority of the time. But we can also, we could just kill him. Why don't we just, I guess we'll just deceive them instead. So the protection that we steal from him doesn't really help that much. The idea is we can just do more damage to him because he doesn't have protection anymore. For whatever that's worth. Alright, so we're almost done with this zone, guys. Dear Lord, this is video's almost half over and we haven't even cleared a zone. It's almost, I should say it's almost been half an hour. So we're gonna use Trench here to fight her. I thought I sped this part up. Maybe I did, and it's just still, Trench is still like, yeah, I move at glacial speeds. So we do have Watt here. This is like the idealized Trench team, right? And so Trench, actually in some circumstances, this team can kill full Rey teams, though I wasn't deluded enough to think that this Trench team was going to be able to cover that level of nonsense. Hopefully, though, the idea was maybe we'd be able to take a lone Rey out, because otherwise I don't have much that kills a lone Rey. Like my Mon Mothma team probably could have. Remember, she is also plus 100% health, so she's already at like probably 160k health, 120k, I don't know, well over 100k base, and then the Datacron gives her 100% more. So just a tough girl to kill, I guess. Sounded awkward. It's like, yeah, I kill girls sometimes. This one's tougher than most. Yeah, okay, call everyone to assist with Newt. Hopefully we just, okay, good job, Dooku. You finally did something, bud. How does that feel? Alright, so what's he got in the back is the question. Is he even going to attack? So he's got that sortie with the cool sortie Cron. Ewoks with Wicked Lead. He just decided to put Wicked Lead. I don't know if he just... Wicket kind of looks like Chirpa. Maybe that happened. Who knows? And then the top squad is something. I forget. Oh yeah, Tarffle. That's right. So I immediately. So this squad still has like 250% armor Cron. Not nearly as good as the other ones, but 250 is still good. I decided I wanted to try Bad Batch here though, because even though Tarffle is faster than everyone, because he's a ridiculously fast character. I think that's Tarffle. Maybe I'm thinking of Tusken Shaman, or maybe I'm thinking of both. But the idea is this whole team has a ton of armor, like and defense. That's their whole thing. They have a ton of defense. However, with Bad Batch, at least in 5s, you kind of just you do true damage the whole time. As long as you have a shield, you have the defense up buff. Ironically, against this squad who really treasures that defense up buff, where if you have that, then the damage you're doing is true damage, which ignores armor, which is nice. That's something we're gonna have to. Bad Batch are gonna get used so often in the upcoming meta, in the crazy everyone's team is crazy tanky meta. Like all the true damage is really gonna be nice. So killed that really amazing Tarfful squad, and now I guess let's try to kill that's a triple tank Lord Vader team. I was trying to figure out exactly, like, okay, who should we, like Maul is doing all his hits, and apparently he's just fixated on wanting to kill Mando. Didn't quite work out for him, apparently. So the question is who, like, all of these characters are Relic 9 now. Well, not now, they've probably been Relic 9 for like a year. But okay, let's snipe out Red Trooper, or Royal Guard, whatever his name is, and then hopefully, okay, we'll kick Maul and his Robo-Nuts, because if we need to Zerg this down, Maul cannot, we can't let him live. Him or his Robo-Nuts. Okay, cool, we got him. And now let's try to kill the ads as much as we can, and then hopefully we can just clean it up with something else. But Relic 9 on all these tanks is just pretty rough, guys. He's popped his ult. And remember, when he pops his ult and everyone's Relic 9, he's getting that much in extra mastery. Like, that's part of his kit, is he gets that much mastery based on how much his the guys on his team. That was my phone, guys. Sorry. Based on how much his team have relics, like what their mastery level is. So, come on, dude. Remember, this doesn't have a crazy high amount of armor, I don't think. Like, it has oh yeah, it has a bunch of crit avoid is what it has. Gosh, so I'm actually surviving okay, though. He just popped his ult a second time, and I can't consistently target Stormtrooper. Like, how am I not killing Stormtrooper? It is just pretty wild, honestly. And Fennec can target Stormtrooper, and so can Mando, but yeah, I guess let's just kick Nightsister in the chin. Alright, you guys can just watch it for a second. I'm gonna put this on Do Not Disturb. Hold on a sec. Stupid people at work messaging each other, trying to keep me involved. Alright, Stormtrooper. We almost, like, got him, folks. Okay, so I'll put Armor Shred on Lord Vader. I'm like, man, he's ramping way too much. He's just gonna kill us, probably. So kill the ads. And then the only real hope we have of killing Vader at this point is with that Grief Dispel that I just used and the Call to Mass Assist, but it's just not enough, as you can see. Use Disintegrate, doesn't do anything. He just, like, pretty casually swats my Bosk, and everyone's dead. Hooray! Let's just obstinately put healing immunity, or damage immunity, on ourselves. That's a neat trick. Okay, so we want to get rid of his AoE, because we're getting his troopers to clean him up. So send in a burner here, and get him to use his AoE. Nice. And then Imagoon D apparently gets one extra swipe. So a little bit nerve-wracking. Let's throw in our troopers. I do have Iden here, so that Iden can clean off all of those damage over times. And when that happens, then we can gain bonus turn meter, and hopefully the turn meter train will not betray us. Hopefully we can get, like, so far he just has a whole bunch of his bonus protection because of the Cron, or the set that does that. I thought Iden was going to be able to help clean that off, but she didn't. She wasn't, like, apparently we just did it ourselves, because Dark Trooper is a crazy man. Doesn't care about the crit avoid on that Lord Vader. So, alright, now I guess let's use the new Nightsisters with Merrin here. She's at Relic 5, and I've heard, like, so I've seen Fatal do this before. Like, you can kill the entire team except for Malgus, and then you can just hopefully finish Malgus off with something. I don't even know what I have at this point. Like, we're almost just running on fumes already, which is just bonkers. Like, this, we've been doing pretty okay, like, finishing teams off, but man, there's still a lot. Like, there's still Sith Eternal Emperor to kill. There is still Jedi Master Luke. Then, and there's still, well, no, we just finished off that Lord Vader, but then there's the really good Zorii team in the back, and I'm just kind of stressing myself out even talking about it. Okay, we killed the ad, whoever that was. Was it Talon? Was it, there's no Talon, who it was. But, okay, so hopefully we can, like, they're not doing enough damage. You can see, like, we're like max health. They're just fearing us a whole lot, which is pretty irritating. Of course, and then they have the double taunt, which, I mean, that's not like uncommon with Malak and Malgus. They have the twin Mal taunt nonsense, but yeah, they're honestly would probably be better served without zombie. I've heard people say, like, you don't want to bring zombie in this fight, and I think that makes sense because that zombie, that zombie's only relic 5, but they're not killing zombie super easy. I have pretty bad mods on her too, but you want Asajj to be ramping damage, which means you want a lot of deaths on your own team. Okay, so Basti just died of sadness or something. Alright, we're gonna fast forward it. Oh, so not to give anything away, guys, but I just couldn't do enough damage here. I think because Asajj didn't ramp enough, because they couldn't kill zombie. So yeah, we're just hitting the chinless folk for about 2 minutes for no real gain. Like, we didn't even get close to killing either one of them. More's the pity. But I mean, that did zerg some of them down. So now let's try using Qui-Gon with Ki-Adi and Anakin. And then of course I do have Mace here that I've been saving. And Mace is he's relic 9, and honestly he's not a bad candidate for it. I mean, I kind of regret that now, like in the current setting where I need relic 9 on Darth Revan and Malak. Like, those droid brains could have been used elsewhere, but in this context, it's kind of nice to have, like, he just doesn't die very easily. And he's also got that shatter point going on. He's got the ability block, and then he does extra damage based on how much health he does, though I don't think that actually, I don't know if that works. I don't think it works on these two. I think it's a diminished amount of damage. I guess we can watch him do a basic and see if it does extra damage, but just follow the shatter point here, guys. And then you can also just put armor shred from Ki-Adi on them, and they just don't want to kill Qui-Gon, apparently. So that's nice of them. Did you guys see it? I didn't see it. How much damage did we do? Okay, cool. So we killed Malak. Remember, this is 400 armor on this. So maybe this is the 407% armor, but with the armor shreds from Ki-Adi, we kind of just ignore that for the most part. I get offense up. Yeah, I think that was just like 100 damage or something. 125, was that what it was? You guys can go back and look. You can let me know. You can just sound like a know-it-all in the comments. That'll be great. Everyone will really love you after that. They'll be like, man, yeah, look at that armor on there. It's so epic, man. It really is. Like, it's such a spectacle. Okay, so see the Eternal Emperor here. We've got to kill. And so I was like, okay, we have relic Jawas. Maybe like they're gonna be hitting back with Savage. And I didn't even know. Like, this is the reworked looking Jawas. I was like, maybe we can just blow them up, because Savage takes a ton of turns outside of this regular turn. Like, say the Eternal Emperor calls people to assist. Maybe we have a shot at just exploding them, but then they killed one of my Jawas. I was like, oh, okay, I'm safe, because they didn't kill Scav. And then immediately the next 2 hits were to kill Scav, and that it did nothing. I did leave it there to load their turn meter. Not because I want them to go extra turns or go before me. Like, that was already predetermined because they have amazing mods, but because all their cooldowns were in weird places, so that when I bring my Traya team in, we don't just immediately get a barrage of all their most powerful abilities, including the link from, say, the Eternal Emperor, from the Backpack Emperor himself. So the idea here, guys, is, like, Traya, remember, her Omicron doesn't work against Dark Side Galactic Legends. And so for a while I was thinking, maybe I'll try Traya against Jedi Master Luke. Maybe that's the ticket. Maybe that's what we should be doing. But then I decided I don't really have a way to kill the ads on, say, the Eternal Emperor. So what we're gonna do here, the plan is kill all the ads. So I'm saving my Annihilate, by the way, guys, for Savage. That's why I didn't use it just now. Because Savage is by far the most challenging character here. He just doesn't look challenging because he's got Isolate on him. But against any other squad, it's like, who's the most important besides the Eternal Emperor? By far, it's Savage. But the idea here, guys, is to get all the, like, clear off all the ads, and then send Wampa in, and hopefully kill this 400 armor, say the Eternal Emperor. And so we got to kill the ads, though. A Relic 9 on Sith Empire Trooper is pretty tough, guys, especially with 400% armor on him. And yeah, Marauder is Relic 8. And he's such a thick boy on a lot of these squads, especially with 400 extra armor. Okay, good job. Savage killed him. Good job, Savage. But then poor old Nihilus died, and I mean, like, do you really think we're gonna? Yeah, okay, look at that, 400% armor. I mean, 394. I hope you don't mind that I'm just rounding up, guys. I'm not gonna be like 394, 394, 300. I guess I just did say that. So. Alright. I mean, can we kill Sith Empire Trooper? Like, not even close. Not even close. So, alright, let's just send in some First Order that we have left over. That'll surely work against this guy, right? I'm sure. Because we can get healing immunity from Kylo. It'll be a great time. You know it will. You know we'll have a good time then, son. And it was kind of looking like it might a little bit work for a minute, except Executioner, of course, had Link, so that meant he couldn't crit. And then half my team died, and yeah, I mean, it just started looking pretty bad. And we really don't want to go into the fight with Wampa against, say, the Eternal Emperor and Sith Empire Trooper. We just don't have enough time to kill both. There's just not enough time. Already, 400% armor on Set, or on Backpack Emperor, it is already going to tax our poor Wampa all the way to the extreme. So let's send in some, like, bounty hunters. We're just trying everything I can think of, guys. All the squads I could possibly spare. Remember, I still do have a big account. It's just, like, we're getting to the point where the squads just aren't that helpful. But, okay, well, thank goodness. We got rid of him. And then, of course, we're just going to die. So I'm showing new people this. The stream is going on for a while, so I'm showing people all the armor and stuff because it's a spectacle. It's worth reveling in, guys. If you're gonna go in, gosh, if Greedo could just go, if you could just go like 300 times in a row, he might just gun down, say, the Eternal Emperor on his own. But okay, no such luck. It's worth just kind of celebrating. Honestly, like, how often do you get this kind of a match? It's crazy. This account, it's very impressive. Okay, so trying to figure out what Cron I want to put on him, and what I decided on was my very best armor pen, Cron, because even though, say, the Eternal Emperor has a ton of armor, we can negate some of it, not enough of it. And armor is actually, someone just sent me a bunch of math actually showing me how armor isn't really negated, like, point for point by armor pen, but armor pen is still effective at it. It's just not as effective. It's not like 200% armor pen negates 200% armor. It negates like 120% armor or something like that. So anyways, it looks discouraging here, folks, right? Like, we're not doing much damage. We can't hit back while we have Deceived on us, so we're not gaining as much turn meter. Of course, it's a fast Sith Eternal Emperor, and you just have to remember to turn it off of auto every once in a while to do your AoE so that your Wampa can stay alive. Because I didn't give him the Cron that gives him extra bonus protection. I gave him Armor Pen, which is, in my opinion, still, it was still a good move on my end. But the thing is, guys, you want, say, the Eternal Emperor to get his ult. You want that. It sounds counterintuitive, but right now, he's healing his protection too much. He's taking too many turns, and you just can't get there. Plus, once he pops his ult, he can't deceive you anymore, which means you can start hitting him back. So you want him to pop his ult. Like the whole fight doesn't matter. You just want to ramp your damage a ton for the like little 30-second window you have at the end of the fight to be able to kill him. This is how you kill the really high relic. See, the Eternal Emperors. I know that people can kill the like Relic 7 poorly modded ones, but okay, we're slowing it down now because he popped his ult at the 45-second mark, essentially, and so we don't have Deceived anymore. So look, he can hit us, and then we hit him back, finally. And now we just pummel him because he can't heal himself, and there we go. Not that much damage because he had all that armor, but it did make its mark and finally took Backpack Emperor down once he gave up his backpack. Alright, so this Zorii squad, I was like, hey, let's try Wookiees for fun. Let's just see what this is. Like, we have a Relic 3 Wookiee on here. Look at that, Relic 9 on L3. So we're just like fast forwarding it because the Wookiees actually were super resilient. They very much impressed me. Like, Old Man Han died. He's actually the highest relic on that team, but so we're not doing too bad. I mean, we're not doing a ton of damage either, but I mean, if you look at it, we actually get kind of close to killing a few droids here and there. And, you know, they're all just super high relic and tanky as hell. This squad has 300% armor, by the way, guys. So nothing impressive at all about that. It's crazy. But look at how long my Wookiees survived. Like, one of them is Relic 3. Like, I don't have a good data cron for them. They did pretty good. Alright, so let's use Tuskens here now. Tuskens, because these guys all gain a bunch of turn meter, right? And the idea is they'll just stun lock themselves. And this is like, I'm not great with Tuskens still. I do have a really good Tusken Cron, however, so we're passing along. Look at all these dots that we have. And remember, for people who don't know how this works with the Zorii Cron, she has the spare parts that she always starts with, but then the idea is when she takes a turn, she just refreshes spare parts on everyone except herself, on all the other droids besides herself. So once you kill one of the droids, then you could, in theory, just snipe her out, even though she's crazy resilient. If you could snipe her out, though, now she'll replenish the spare parts, which, you know, lets you destroy one of the. Look at all these. Look at all the health or damage over times on these guys. I'm like, man, just please take a turn before anything else. Before anything else happens, before L3 like cures you. Oh gosh, I almost clicked out of the game. It's a stressful thing, but yeah, L3, man, Relic 9 is just so bonkers. I just noticed this doesn't even have BB-8 on it, so this would be a better team with it. Okay, I'm like, okay, I guess we don't have enough stacks. We're not going to do the huge hit, but I wish we could just take out Zorii. That would be nice. That would be sort of nice, but. I don't know. Like the double taunt from between Chopper and L3 is pretty effective, I suppose. All right, killed the taunt on Chopper. Can we just get R2D2 to go? Look at that. So L3 actually just died of sadness there. I think she just got too many dots on her or something. So wonderful. And okay, we only have 30 seconds left though. We finally got that cascading effect that we wanted, but it didn't quite work out. So then I'm like, hey, I have a Saw squad. Let's try that. Probably won't work, but let's just throw. I don't have the Omicron on them. I don't have them well modded. I was like, oh, Saw needs a lot of health on him after I was reading his kit. I was like, oh, well, that's fun. I think he has some health on him. I need to work on his stuff. Like, I would like to get him. Actually, he does really well with his Omicron in 3v3. I'm considering going for it. Yeah, so I'm looking at the explosive trap verbiage, and I'm like, oh, okay, so that doesn't really do anything. So let's just quit, and instead, we're going to take a break from that squad, and instead use my Dash squad to fight this Jedi Master Luke team that has 75 extra percent on protection, and this is my favorite version of the team, guys. Well, I can't decide, actually. I really like Nest instead of Young Han in some instances, because Nest is able to ramp her damage so absurdly with look at all these buffs. Every one of these buffs gives her an extra 2% crit damage, and like Yoda just keeps replenishing it, you know, so Nest and Young Han both kind of make a lot of sense here, but I wanted to save Nest to kill those murder bears, because, I mean, those murder bears will just stay doing their thing forever if you let them. So the idea here is, first off, like, they have all the momentum, they have all the turn meter gain, they have all the stuff, and you can slowly chisel away at Young Han eventually getting more speed on him, and so you just want to use that middle ability, and every time he takes a turn, he's going to ramp his damage. But then if you use his middle ability, he's also ramping his speed by 50 every time you hit that button, up to 200 extra speed. And then he starts getting more turns, and you start getting way more turn meter over time. So watch how the momentum kind of shifts halfway through this, guys. And I mean, so Jedi Master Luke is being a frustrating guy to deal with. Of course he is. That's just how he's built, guys. But okay, so we've got the momentum right now. We have all of the we've got days on everyone, so they're not gaining any bonus turn meter. And I managed to just kill Jedi Master Luke, and then I was like, man, should we just go for it? Let's just try to kill Jolee too. Look at all those buffs on Jolee. How absurd this squad it looks, anyways. I still think Jedi Master Luke needs help so bad. He needs a lifter real bad, if this hodgepodge of nonsense can kill him. But alright, Relic 8 on Jolee, no big deal, obviously. I mean, everyone's got Relic 8 on Jolee, right? We all do. That's just like the thing. That's the thing to do, guys. So big AoE there. Just try to one-shot Jolee. Got him. Got him. Okay. Wonderful. So we can't revive Jedi Master Luke, because this team is actually pretty formidable anyways for what I've got left, because like that Barriss and Jolee combo are actually really good, especially with Ki-Adi-Mundi boosting. I mean, they're not all Galactic Republic Jedi, but he still does a crazy, like, he still helps Jedi, in fact. Okay, so let's take out Ki-Adi-Mundi first, I guess, and then Grandmaster Yoda. Oh, we timed out, though. Look at that, ran out of time. Thickest squad ever, but, I mean, Dash works, guys. He's good. That squad is awesome. It has legs. Literally. They have their characters with legs. Okay, I don't know why we're sifting through here. Hold on a sec, guys. Alright. Oh, turn off the music. I saved you about 2 minutes of just trying to figure out what to use. So we're using... apparently I didn't edit it out. I don't even apologize. Look at that. It's 15 stacks on Zorii of expose and nothing. Pure madness. So we're using AdRad here. Because in theory, if you can get to his ult, which, I mean, they don't have enough damage to really take out his ult. The idea is then Zorii, so you can get buff immunity landed on Zorii, and you know, or Chopper for that matter. And then you can get healing immunity that's undispellable from AdRad, and hopefully. So you gotta get a couple kills here. So I'm not using my ult yet. The idea is want to get to the right position, which I didn't feel like we were in quite yet. Hopefully we could kill, like, I wanted to kill Chopper. I think that was the idea, was kill Chopper first and get rid of that VIP-ness on him, and it's just not working. He's like, VIP heals him so much, guys. Ugh, what an aggravating combo this is. I'm so glad this Cron is gone. At first I thought it was no big deal, but man, it's really given me a lot of grief. It's been very impressive, to be honest. Alright, so still not popping our ult. Let's just be patient, guys. Let's just have a little patience. And then Zorii just heals Chopper up all the way. So let's actually just go after Zorii instead. Okay, like, screw you. Screw you, everyone. Except Chopper is then taunting. We're still not popping our ult. The other thing is, if we pop our ult and we kill someone, then they'll just come back, but they won't have those debuffs. So, okay, we just got to do it, though. Okay. So, killed Zorii. And now, let's just try to take her out. Instead, we got all those exposes because she did her AoE and took her out. So, dear lord, it was, it's quite the thing. Remember, I think Baze would have been better here instead of Scarefable Pathfinder, but Baze was on that ill-advised Saw Gerrera team that didn't do anything, so that's why we're using SRP here instead of Baze. Baze for days. Alright, I just hit auto. At this point, the stream had been going for over 2 hours. It's fairly brutal, to be honest. But hey, we're zerging it down though, right guys? Like, just slowly chipping away at these squads, finding a way to get through it. Remember, this squad still had 300 armor, 300% armor. I disapprove. Okay, let's load these murder bears. Remember, Chirpa could be on this squad. Yeah, so they only have like 250% armor on this squad, so just pretty worthless Datacron. I decided to use Qi'ra lead, and we still have L3. I think she's Relic 7 even. And even though it's more fun to use just Nest, because these Ewoks can get up to some crazy number of buffs, and eventually you just one-shot people. There's no Ewok Elder on the team either, so he's not reviving people. But I decided, you know what? Let's just see if L3 can just, I don't know, help streamline the process. I'm not really convinced one way or another how she ended up. I mean, you can see that she survived for a long time. So did Qi'ra, actually. I did not think Qi'ra was going to survive as long as she did. Okay, so she's gone. You know, they'll get days on Nest and stuff, but if they hit L3, then L3 will just dispel it off of Nest, you see? See that? Goodbye to days. And we still haven't killed any Ewoks, though, guys, even though there's no revives. Oh, there we go. Just on the halfway mark, we killed something. I don't even know what it was. It's crazy. But remember, Nest ramps her damage so much that she doesn't really need to take turns. As long as she lives through it, as long as she takes a turn at some point, then she'll just one-shot the whole team at the end. Like, I've never really seen a good Nest lose to Ewoks. But I mean, these are superb Ewoks as well. You have to keep in mind. Look at that, Relic 7 on Peplu. Because his entire roster was Relic 7 or higher. He didn't have anything lower than that. None of the newer characters, none of the older bad characters like Ithkoth, Relic 7 at least. You know, Imagundi, Relic 7 at least, etc. Alright, 62, because we lost Qi'ra. But otherwise, pretty good to go. And now we just have to kill Relic 8 Barriss with crazy health on her. So, you know, like Droidica, it doesn't do that many crits, and hopefully HK can just take her out at some point. Remember, she does passively heal quite a bit, and then she heals herself. She also takes a lot of turns every time she gets, what, crit? She takes extra turns. Or she gets extra turn meter. Maybe it's every debuff. I don't remember right off the top of my head right now, but hopefully we can just take her out. Like, I didn't really have that much left, guys. Like, we're scraping. When you use HK47 as a leader, you know you're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel. At the same time, I'm surprised. Like, all of these characters are still Relic. Like, my roster is actually it's fairly substantial. I mean, it's nothing compared to his stuff. Like, roster-wise, I'm still so far behind on relics and stuff. But that's not me complaining. Just something to keep in mind that, yeah, we gotta, it's tough to kill. It's tough to kill Barriss. Tough to kill Barriss, even if we have relics. Like, I think everyone on this team is Relic 5 or higher, in fact. Alright, Droidica rolls up. We're not doing that much, guys. I was hoping to get her to about 50% health and then use the big hit from HK to just take her out. But at the end, we just took her out anyways, because we're running out of time. I was running out of patience. And, alright, so what do you think has gotten fleets? Like garbage, right? No, it's the FU fleet. squad. Except he does have the ghost starting because I forget what it's supposed to contest. Like, I think it's supposed to beat the Empire comp is what I think is supposed to beat. But what I decided to use here instead was like my arena comp, which is Profundity Mirror Match with TIE Bomber as reinforcements. Though, gosh, we already killed the Falcon. That is insane. Because, I mean, we have the optimal comp here. Like, the Mirror Match is just not going to be as good. So, yeah, let's send in TIE Bomber anyways. And there's no more Millennium Falcon here, so they're not going to be able to dispel themselves. And yeah, oh, look at that. It's Wedge in reserve. It's madness. It's probably, like, really good in territory wars or something. But this comp is so nice, guys. It's very smooth. Just, you climb like this in arena. 74 banners. Wonderful. Max for what I brought. And then, actually, he had an Executor. He had the old school Executor comp. And so, the real challenge, and I actually relied on chat a little bit to help me remember, was, what's the opening start for this fight? I just wasn't sure. It's like, at some point, we need to put ability block on Houndstooth, but I don't think it's quite yet. So I'm like, okay, we have to push turn meter away from someone. Do we do it to who? To the eventually it's to the shuttle, so that you get a bunch of shots with the TIE Echelon. Is that what it's called? And then you put ability block on Houndstooth, so that Houndstooth doesn't taunt. You can hand the turn to him. Okay, killed. Xanadu Blood. Wonderful. I do have the TIE Dorito here, guys. So that's fun. Just to see it. I think I actually bring the TIE Dorito in eventually, too. Which I hadn't even read the kit at that point. But, alright, Dispel Slave 1. Do the big hit. Almost take him out. So we'll call Slave, or Silencer to assist. Take him out. TIE Echelon is still alive somehow. A bunch of turn meter to TIE Silencer. We have the Special Forces type. I mean, this is such an old school counter. I was like, this is kind of fun. We get to use this. Otherwise, we'd have to come up with some pretty weird Empire comp that probably doesn't work, because I already used Bomber. Alright, poor old IG comes in and gets smushed. Alright, keep ability block on that a-hole. The Bosk ship. Okay, does the mass assist. Gosh, okay. Take out Houndstooth. And at this point, I don't think they have any reserves, so we can just kind of cruise to victory. It's taken a long time. Okay, let's get the TIE Dorito in. I was like, hey, let's just push buttons. We'll mash buttons. I don't even know. I think my Dorito had 7 stars at that point. It doesn't matter. 70 banners. That's pretty good. Like for how maxed out his pilots were, I was pretty pleased. And now finally, so the idea here, we'll just use Negotiator against hit. Like we'll do the mirror match, but we have TIE Fighter left, so that gives us the guaranteed turn meter. Even though he has a higher relic, General Kenobi, which surprise, surprise, we have TIE Fighter pilot, which kind of trumps that. And ironically, like this comp is also something that gets beat fairly easily by Malevolence. I just didn't have Malevolence available. Of course, it's on defense. And yeah, I mean, we killed Anakin, which is the really big deal. Now we just got to stay alive as long as we can. That's a Relic 9 Snips, by the way, guys. Remember how we discovered that the hard way? It's probably Relic 9 on 5s as well. I'd be pretty surprised if not. But look at you, Falcon, making life uncomfortable for Anakin. Like suddenly we're like, hey, we're gonna win, and Anakin's like, oh no, actually guys, I'm in stealth with yellow health right now. But then we still kill him, vanquish our foes. 70 banners, and so the fleet zone was actually pretty good. Ended up dropping, jeez man, we ended up dropping 237 238 banners total. But we got through it somehow. Somehow we got through it. So obviously we won, right? Let's go back to the intro page here. I'll show you guys the final results. So you guys can take one last look at these crazy stats from Datacrons here. So he did attack at the end. He doesn't always attack in GAC. He's more of a territory war specialist, but he does pretty well. And so he attacked in the last hour or so. I think his final attack happened like a few minutes before the entire round shut down. So like at the very end. And he did end up clearing me. He actually failed on my ships quite a bit. He probably just got bad RNG. He failed a couple other times on my defenses, but otherwise, even with no GLs, was able to clear my 4 GLs with very, very little trouble, which some of the counters he used, I'm like, well, I wouldn't want to use that counter, because, at least not against this guy, but, because he just has good mods, he's a good player, he's good Datacrons, all that stuff, so we lost, but does that mean I failed? I mean, obviously I failed on some level, right? I mean, we lost, that means a failure. I'm not trying to dress it up as anything other than a loss. However, I will say that this is the kind of match that, yeah, like we didn't get any rewards for it, but like we full cleared against a clearly superior in every way, like probably even better player than me. Like we struggled against this crazy account and managed to clear a ton of stuff, even though I wasn't optimized for it. I think that's got to be called a win on some levels, guys. He beat me by 100. He ended up dropping 143 of his own banners. So, I mean, my defenses were still fairly effective. And he actually came real close to just not clearing because of ships. But, in which case we would have won, which was what I was hoping for. But this was great. I mean, yeah, he puts the FU defense down. He puts that against everyone. It wasn't targeted on me. This was just, it's a good, solid match, man. I beat him a couple times before this. One of them was, like, a real win. The other one was he just didn't attack at all, because it was 3s, I think. And I couldn't clear him either. But we won just because I did something. But this one, I feel like I accomplished something. This is such a good account, such a good defense. And we persevered, guys. And that, to me, if you acquit yourself well, that's what matters. So, anyways, this video is over an hour. Dear Lord, hope anyone watches it. But I gotta let you go. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, even a loss like this, Zareth prevails. Hey, good match, MekaRogue. I hope we don't face each other again. Take care, everyone.